What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Reno-Tahoe International Airport. What a nice day today. Look at the snow on the ground. We got some BizJet moving right here. We got some FedEx planes and a couple of Southwest. There's an Allegiant over there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but as you can see, one BizJet on the go, and then we have one just holding short. So this is my first time being here in Reno-Tahoe International Airport. It's like a 2-hour drive from here from my house, so coming here was overall worth it. It's kind of like sunny outside. We should expect some arrivals on this side of the runway. Not sure what runways these are, but once again, I'm new to Reno-Tahoe, so it's gonna be like quite an interesting thing to like learn about like the runways and the operations here in KRNO. But we got a couple of planes on final soon. Southwest might be on final. Freedom 1's coming, so I'm really excited to catch that. And yeah, hopefully we can get some good light when she lands. And overall, really excited to be here in KRNO. Let's get this spotting day started. Alright, we're gonna get started with the Reno-Tahoe spotting session with Freedom 1 arriving from Phoenix Sky Harbor. There she is right there. Once again, a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Freedom 1 livery arriving from Phoenix Sky Harbor. And here she comes right now. Let me make sure I get the... need to make sure that my ISO camera settings are done. It might block the sun, but either way, we're gonna catch her because she looks absolutely amazing. And would you take a look at that beauty right there, ladies and gentlemen? Freedom 1 arrived from Phoenix Sky Harbor, yes. And then we have a couple of Southwest planes right there. So yeah, this area, I literally had to search this up, but this side over here, these are the departing areas. That's runway 17 right, and kind of close to me is 17 left. So this side is 17 left and right. And then not sure what's on the other side. I think that's 35, yeah, 35 right and left. That's on the other side right there. So real nice. Red River Aviation talked about like his airport updates on the operations here in KRNO, so you can check that out on this channel. But here I am spotting in Reno-Tahoe, and yeah, a really fun experience so far. Alright, next up we have an American 737-800 arriving from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. And like what Connor said during his Reno-Tahoe update, American has been utilizing this aircraft, and they've been working here in Reno-Tahoe from their hub in Dallas, so they provide like flights here. And yeah, we love to see it from American Airlines, but nevertheless, here comes an American 737-800 landing on runway 17 right here at Reno-Tahoe. And let's see if we can get that break on that sun. Here we go. You can also get like a picture of like the mountains in the background as well. So that provides some awesome shots right there. And yeah, so once again, American 737-800 arrived from Dallas. And here comes a Delta E-175. I'll go into the next clip on where she arrived from, but here it is. Delta E-175 on final. Alright, next up we have a Delta Connection Embraer E-175 with enhanced winglets arriving from Salt Lake City. A really nice aircraft, and yeah, it's the non-stop service from Salt Lake City. And usually around this month, like around the winter time, it's swapped between a 737-800, so that's like a mainline service for that route. But we also get the Delta E-175 as well, so kind of like a bit of a switch of a Mickey Mouse right there. So yeah, really nice to see a Delta E-175. Of course, Connor mentioned the Delta E-175 on the December 2023 update for Reno-Tahoe. So here she is right now making the non-stop service. Oh boys, I do apologize for the horn, you guys, but once again, Delta E-175 arriving from the non-stop service to Salt Lake City International Airport. And in she goes for the touchdown on runway 17 right. I know these types of like defenses are literally blocking it, so it is what it is. But yeah, there's that Delta 175 for you. All right, we got a biz jet on final arriving from Austin Bergstrom International Air Bergstrom. Yeah, but Austin Bergstrom. And yeah, it's a Cessna Citation 525A. And there she is right there, if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it. So here it is right there. She's arriving from Austin Bergstrom International Airport, and she's gonna be taking runway 17 right. All right, let's get the shot. Not sure if I can have a good shot with this, but let's see. There she is right there. And yeah, there's that Cessna Citation 525 right there. And yeah, some big jets usually come here every now and then. So yeah, that's what I see from that aircraft right there. And then of course you got your commercial side of things. So yeah, that's how RNO operates right here. And yeah, getting the best of opportunities here in Reno. Alright, next up we have a JSX Embraer ERJ-135 arrived from Burbank International Airport in SoCal. So, second time seeing JSX and second time seeing an ERJ-135. So here she comes right now. First time seeing JSX was actually back in San Diego, but here she is, seeing her for the second time in some beautiful lighting. And in she goes for the touchdown, and not sure if you can see it in the fence, but an Allegiant AC-19 is holding short right now. Holding short on 17 right, and I think once the JSX plane gets out of the runway, she's gonna be departing. Not sure which city though, not sure if it's Vegas or like somewhere in SoCal, Southern California, but here she is, Allegiant AC-19. I know the fence is blocking it, but there she is right there. Alright, next up we have a Delta E-175 again. She had just arrived from LAX this time. So this is another Delta service that Reno has. Of course, the other one being Salt Lake City with the E-175. So I think the LAX service is kind of like more common on the Embraer E-175. Not sure if there's also main lines to swap that thing for that service. But nevertheless, we apologize for that phone again. Not sure what these people are up to. But regardless enough, we have the Delta E-175. The guy may have got it like a great mountain shot from one of those shots right there. So really nice right there. And yeah, love to see it from Delta Airlines. And here's a United 737-800. I think she might be heading to Denver or maybe San Francisco, or maybe that's like an Airbus service, like an A319 or an A320. But I think this 737-800 might be heading to Denver. I'm not really quite sure. But here we have this United 737-800 holding short. Alright, quick little update. So, I think for now, I'll be done with this area right now, as I also want to get some departing planes that are going to be departing soon. So, here's that United 737-800. She's actually going to be heading out to San Francisco, actually. So, here's that United 738. So, there's like a couple locations here at this airport where they provide some good departure shots during this time, like during the mornings and afternoons. So, I'm going to move to one of those locations. And yeah, so stay tuned for that, guys, while I'm going to transition into the next clip, as I found the spotting location already. So with that being said, everybody, let's go into the next clip, as I head to my next location. All right, Freedom 1 is on the go. She's going to be heading out. She's going to be taking off. There she is. I see her right there. I'm not sure how the shot's going to turn out, but hopefully it turns out good. But once again, Freedom 1 on the go. Here she comes. There is that majestic beauty right there. Take a look at her right there. I know it ended up looking backlit, but apparently it's like backlit around this area. Sun is still like kind of like facing over there, so it remains top lit around this area. So I think I want to go back to a couple of areas, because I think around noon is when like sun would like hit like in the middle side. So therefore I may have to like switch locations to somewhere over there so I could get some good departure shots. But other than that, I got like a good departure shot of Freedom 1 right there. And yeah, what a lovely livery from Southwest Airlines. Alright, here's the new spotting location, as we do have an Alaska E-175 heading out to Portland International. I think she might be operating for Horizon Air. Anyway, she is taking off on runway 17 right, and she's going to be coming into my side. So wait for it. Here she comes. It's getting a little breezy though, or chilly, so might want to put on an extra coat. But regardless, we got this Alaska E-175. Gotta take off my lens hood first. Whoops, almost forgot about that. Okay, now I do have a feeling this side might be also backlit too, but this is also a good side if you want to get some morning departures. So yeah, it's kind of like around close to 12 o'clock around this time. So yeah, quite the interesting location, but at least I got a couple of good shots right there. I'm gonna see if I could try to get a good shot with like the Reno skyline in the background. So hopefully that comes into fruition. But we got a Delta E-175 to follow up after the Alaska E-175. So let's go into the Delta E-175. Well, before that, we have a FlexJet Challenger 300 heading to Santa Maria. So maybe around like SoCal somewhere, I'm not sure. But we have this plane that's taxiing on the runway right now, crossing the runway. And then after that, the FlexJet 300 is going to be departing soon. She is holding short right now. She's lined up in wait. Just gotta wait for that to let go, and then here she comes. So, and here comes the FlexJet. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh wow, that's like an early rotation right there. Not sure if I'll be able to catch her. Oh boy. Yeah, that aircraft took off very early. Wasn't expecting that, but I got a couple of good shots. So maybe probably take a couple of shots right here, photos right here before we move on to the next location, because like at this point it kind of feels like the photos are like backlit. So yeah, and then we have our Delta 175 on the go. And here comes our Delta 175. Now I gotta like get up. Whew, this is kind of like, do apologize if I'm about to get up, but do want to make sure I get like a good shot of the aircraft with the Reno skyline in the background if I can. But here she comes, Delta 175. She's gonna be heading out to Los Angeles International Airport, and there's a Falcon right there. Want to get that quick picture right there, and here she is, Delta 175. That's the LAX outbound flight. Oop, early rotation right there. So really nice like departure right there. I managed to get like a picture of like the aircraft with that casino in the background, so I think it was overall worth it. But yeah, so once again, E175, that's the LAX arrival. So I think that's gonna do it for this location right now. So kind of like it's around like the sun is already like hitting like at the very top, so it's kind of like top lit right now, so may have to move locations. So with that being said, let's move locations, or maybe I can like try to at least get like a lunch break, and then we're gonna like see on what I can do, or like the afternoon spotting session. So yeah, with that being said, let me just give you like a break, and I'll give you guys some updates during my lunch break. So with that being said, let's do that. All right, next up we got a JSX Embraer ERJ 145 taking off. She's gonna be heading out to Santa Ana, and she's gonna be coming on my side. There she is right there. Let's just get that good shot. Ooh, look at that. Look at that rotation right there, the aircraft. Once again, JSX ERJ 145. So that was the ERJ 145 from JSX. So I pretty much saw all of like JSX's fleet. So they're 135s and 145. So that's pretty amazing right there. And yeah, a very nice aircraft from the JSX fleet. And yeah, really nice to see the ERJ 145 from JSX or Jet Suite X. And welcome to our new plane spotting location here at the parking garage. So you can see like a whole view of like the runways. You got like the Nevada International Guard C-17 that just landed, and then I saw another C-17 that literally flew over me. That was freaking epic. And then like a United 737-800 is about to go soon, so she might be heading to Denver for that scheduled service. So here is that C-17. Oh shoot, I gotta make sure I don't have my lens hood covered. Alright, so here is the C-17 from the Nevada International Guard. So really cool to see this aircraft. And yeah, the United 737-800 might like come soon, so don't know when, but she might be holding short. And yeah, we're now in reverse flow now, so quite interesting stuff right there. So mornings it will be on this side, and then since it's like the afternoon, reverse flow is happening on this side. So really cool to see right there. And here is the C-17 kind of getting like parked, about to park in the Naval Air Base Station for the Nevada International Guard. And soon enough, we're gonna have a United 737-800 taking off on the runway. This is what is that? Oh my god, I'm trying to oh yeah, the United 737, oh there she is right there. So I'll go into the 738 later in the next clip. And here comes our United Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Evo Blue livery. She is a recently painted Evo Blue aircraft. She used to be in the Continental Globe livery, and she is going to be heading out to Denver International Airport on this cloudy afternoon and sunny afternoon. So yeah, really excited. There she is right there, and here she comes. Let's see if I can try to get a mountain shot. That's about okay. So yeah, here is the United 738 heading out to Denver International Airport. So looking very nice right there. And here's that beautiful Southwest lineup. Look at all those Southwest tails right there. Looking very nice, as well as the tails of the C-130s. Alright, next up we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 on final. She has split skimitars, and she had just arrived from San Diego International Airport, or Plane Spotter DK's airport. So here she is right there. Here she comes. She just landed. I think that's 35 left. And there she is right there. Once again, Our Southwest 738 or 737-700 split skin tires had just arrived from KSAN. Getting some more good shots. Yeah, looking very nice. And she's gonna be parking somewhere around the Bravo gates, maybe Bravo 1, 2, 3, 4, not sure, but this is where Southwest usually parks right there. So yeah, that's our Southwest lineup right there here in Reno. Alright, and next up we have a FlexJet Gulfstream G450 on final. Well, she's about to touch down on the runway, but she had just arrived from Santa Ana International Airport. So it's like one of the business jet flights right there. So it's still scheduled, but yet again, that's our biz jets right there. And here she comes, coming out of those hangars and into the tails of the C-17s. There she is right there. Not sure if she's gonna be coming on like that side right there, but here is the flex jet right there. Yeah, she just slowed down already and she's about to like enter the taxiway. So there she is right there once again. Let me try zooming in a little more. Not sure if you can see it properly, but I can't really zoom in that close. But there it is right there, the FlexJet G450. And our Sun Country 737-800 had just arrived from Grand Rapids. And of course, she sports in the beautiful Tide Pod livery, looking absolutely very nice. I do apologize if my camera's so shaky, but I had this on zoom like at 3 times. So this is like the mega zoom lens on my iPhone 14 Pro. So yeah, that's how it is. And here comes the United 737-800. She had just arrived from San Francisco International Airport. And currently she sports in the Continental Globe livery. So this aircraft has not been repainted yet, but I hope she stays there for a bit longer. And I'm referring to this livery in general, but nevertheless, here's our United 738. And where United usually parks, she would usually park somewhere, if I'm pointing my finger properly, here let me zoom out. So United would park somewhere on the opposite side of this terminal right here. So that's where United usually parks. So yeah, that's really explains it, because like, of course, I've seen Connor's videos on his Reno updates, and yeah, this is the area where United Airlines would park. So yeah, really nice to see United Airlines here in Reno. Coming back at you guys with another update here in this Reno spotting session. So far, I think I'll be done with the parking garage. Asat with 737 MAX 8 had just pushed back. And yeah, she is starting her engines. But what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to take it up to like the very far ends of runway 35 left and 35 right. So that's possibly my final spotting location, my last spotting location before I conclude this Reno spotting session. So yeah, looking very nice. Of course, sun's about to peak. You can see some great lighting. And yeah, just super excited to go into the other end so I can catch some southbound arrivals. And just for a couple of updates on what's going to be happening today at Reno-Tahoe. So New Pacific Airlines is going to be heading, she had just departed out of Ontario International Airport. So New Pacific Airlines is scheduled to come here around 3 o'clock, like 3:30ish. And once again, she had just departed out of Ontario International Airport. And yeah, just super excited to see this airline for the first time. They were previously named Northern Pacific Airways until they rebranded into New Pacific Airways somewhere around mid-2023 or something. But I'm just super excited to see this airline for the first time. I can't wait to see their 757s. And overall, I think the livery would look nice once I see it in person. So yeah, with that being said, everybody, I'm gonna take my car and go all the way at the very far ends of runway 35 left and 35 right, and I'll give you guys some photos right there. So with that being said, let's do that. And welcome to the final location here at the Reno-Tahoe International Airport. So this will be my last location for my Reno airport spotting session. So as I said, runways 35 left and 35 right are used as departures and landings. So I had to move here. So therefore I could get some good shots with some good lighting. So around this time in the afternoon, this is where lighting really hits. So if you want some good photos, then you have to go to this location. And yeah, another good location here in RNO. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to catch that New Pacific Airlines 757. So I'm just super excited for that. But for now on, we're going to catch a couple of landing planes here on 35 right. Alright, here comes our United 737-800. She had just arrived from Denver International Airport. And yeah, Denver is one of the most served routes here in Reno. So here she is right now. As I get the picture. She is in the Continental Globe livery, so really nice to see right there. Although I would prefer Evo Blue, but hey, Continental Globe still looks very nice on this aircraft right here. Beautiful lighting over there for that aircraft right there. And yeah, so once again, that's the United 738 service from Denver International Airport. And what a smooth touchdown that was. And next up, we have our American Airlines Airbus A319 arriving from Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. This aircraft is equipped with IAE engines with fenced wingtips. And in she goes for the touchdown. And just after that, what's next on short final is New Pacific Airlines. So once again, she had just arrived from Ontario International Airport. So kind of want to give you like a background information about the New Pacific Reno route. So this, along with Nashville, Tennessee, was one of New Pacific's new routes. They announced, I think, way back in like November 2023. So I think Reno was first, and then following that out there was Nashville. So really nice to see New Pacific for the first time. Formerly there were Northern Pacific Airways, but they somehow, like, I think they rebranded somewhere like October, like somewhere in Q4 2023, they rebranded into New Pacific Airlines. But anyways, they kept that livery, they just changed the name. But I'm super excited to see Northern Pacific, well, no, not Northern Pacific, New Pacific Airlines here in Reno-Tahoe, and seeing their airline, this airline in general, for the first time. It's still a brand new airline. They started commercial operations from like Ontario to Harry Reid back in like July 2023. And I'm just super excited to see this airline for the first time, as their Reno service isn't even that like old, it's just still new. So really nice to see right there. But regardless, I'm excited to catch New Pacific Airlines, I mean. But yeah, really excited to see that, and we'll move on to the next clip when she is on final. And on short final for runway 35 right is New Pacific Airlines on the Boeing 757-200, arriving from Ontario International Airport as Raven Flight 711. Man, super excited. There she is right there, coming in on short final. Oh man, this is gonna be amazing. First time seeing New Pacific Airlines, a brand new airline that started commercial service in 2023, July 2023 to be exact. And here she comes right now, once again. New Pacific Airlines arriving from Ontario International Airport. And here she comes, ladies and gentlemen. What an airline, ladies and gentlemen, and what a landing right there, man. Wow, take a look at that airline. The livery looks absolutely amazing, and very fortunate to finally see New Pacific Airlines. While light didn't cooperate for some of the photos, at least the photos were absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to edit them. Wow, what an airline. Once again, first time seeing New Pacific Airways, and once again, Raven Flight 711 arrived from Ontario International Airport. Alright, and the grand finale for this Reno-Tahoe spotting session, we have a United States Air Force C-17 Globemaster operating by the Mississippi Air National Guard. Really cool to see this right here. I think I saw this at the parking garage, but here she is right there. She's going to be coming in closer. Look at that beauty right there. Unfortunately, I can't get a picture of this airplane because the sun's already gone. So as you can see, it's probably already setting behind those clouds. It's probably going to be setting down into like the mountains. So fortunately, I can't get a good photo on my DSLR camera, but a video will do for now. So here she is, the C-17. Listen to those amazing engines, the CF6 engines. Although they're not really, I mean, like, it is what it is. That's all I can say. But here it is, the C5 Super Galaxy. Oh no, not C5, the C-17. Oh yeah, I think I was referring to the C5. But there she is right there. A C-17 Globemaster operating for the Mississippi Air National Guard. It's kind of weird for me to like, because like the C5 and the C-17 are almost similar, but the C-17 is different. So as you can pretty much see, it has winglets on this aircraft, while the C5 does not. So, and the C5 is a lot bigger than this aircraft right there. But regardless enough, really nice to see this aircraft right there. And then we're going to transition into the next clip as she prepares her takeoff. And here we go, everybody. The C-17 Globemaster is lining up on the runway and she's prepared for takeoff. So I'll be quiet and enjoy this departure, everybody. So yeah. And off she goes, heading to an air base. So yeah, that is going to do it for this Reno-Tahoe spotting session. So overall, what an amazing airport right there. Reno-Tahoe is a very nice airport. It's like a mid-sized airport, almost similar to Sacramento, but you get some like very nice varieties like New Pacific Airlines, Sun Country, Southwest, United, and some other airlines right there. So yeah, now it's like around 4 o'clock. Sun's about to be setting soon. And I gotta head home right now because like once sun sets, like it might get traffic along the way, which is quite unfortunate, I will say. But hopefully when I arrive home, I hope it doesn't get too congested. But other than that, I'm gonna have to head home right now, back to California, and yeah, do some other stuff right there. So yeah, so hopefully I can spot here at Reno-Tahoe next time, hopefully during some summer weather, or maybe again during like the winter season, because like I think spotting here during the winter is much nicer. It's like very nice compared to like summer because you get like the snow on the ground and then some other stuff. You got some beautiful lighting right there. And yeah, so other than that, it's a very nice airport once again, and I would highly recommend plane spotting here in RNO if you have the chance. So yeah, so with that being said, everybody, I'm gonna be heading home right now, and I'll catch you guys later in the next plane spotting video. So with that being said, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So yeah, very fun, and once again, go plane spot here in Reno-Tahoe International Airport. It is a beautiful airport indeed. So with that being said, everybody, I'll catch you guys in the next plane spotting video. Later.